What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Slow Readers Anonymous, where we buy more books than we can read in a lifetime. How y'all doing? Today is August 15th, exactly mid-month. So, what is this we're supposed to be doing? As you have read in the description, it's a mid-month check-in. So I can wrap up the books that I read in the middle of the month, so I don't have to do a whole bunch of reviews or snippets of the books that I have read at the end of the month. So, let's get into it. Alright, the first book, okay, notice what's the thing called? I think it's a trumpet or a saxophone or something. Anyhow, and then the pillow behind me because I've been reading all day. It's Saturday, y'all. What y'all talking about? Like, I've been working hard, okay? I've been working hard since school has started back, okay? I feel like it's mid-October. That's how crazy school has been, okay? And now, on Monday, the 17th, your girl starts back in college-type school. Not the school that I work in, but college-type school. So, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to want to be able to read with my eyeballs, especially because, school is about to start and I'm about to read with my eyeballs the textbooks that I don't feel like really reading, but it is what it is. I digress. First thing I read this month is Heartstopper, Volume 6. It's the last volume of Heartstopper. So sad to see them go, Charlie. I love Charlie and Nick together forever. Anyhow, as if this is easy for you guys to know, if you've seen my previous videos, I love this series. It's a cute male romance, and it's also a show on Netflix. It's what it is. Anyhow, this is a male romance. Duh, I said that again. But it's from across the pond. And, Dink and Charlie together forever. They're high schoolers and they're trying to figure out what life is going to look like once Nick goes off to college, because he's 1 year older than Charlie. So, Nick, Charlie. Anyhow, moving right along. Needless to say, that was a 5-star. And then the second book that I completed, in the midst of all those things. So I'm just gonna have a screen recording, of course, show up and just show you all the books that I've completed this month so far. And Capone 2 and 3. Yes, and I need Capadonna ASAP. I do need Capadonna, but I had to clear out all the library books that I had already on hold because all my holds came through. All the holds came through, and all at the same time, and it kept saying this many people waited, and I'm like, yo, I waited for my turn, they're gonna have to wait for their turn. Wait a minute. Hold up. Anyhow, Capone 3 and 2 and 3. Chef's kiss. Everybody need a little ratchet. Everybody need a little bit of ratchet in their life. That's why most people watch Love and Hip Hop and everything else. Have Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff like that. They need a little ratchet in their lives to break up the monotony. And I tell you, big BMF vibes. Gotta love it. Both of them were 5 stars. I need to read or listen to, which is the same thing, Capadonna. It's coming. Be it one of my tangents for the month or whatever, but it's coming. It's coming. Next thing, the other thing that I read that's on there on the screen record is Big Girl Blitz, of course, because I just read Plus Size Player. We love big girls need some loving too. Curvy Summer, then Plus Size Player, and now Big Girl Blitz. And there are 3 interconnected standalones. They mention all the previous characters and everything else. The friend group that was there, they're all friends. So if you feel like you're going to miss out, start from the beginning at Curvy Girl Summer. And that's by Danielle Allen. And as far as I believe, they're all on Kindle Unlimited. I believe. Don't start me to lying now. It is what it is. Those are all good books. We love them. 5 stars. And now for more of the physical copies. I also read and or listened to 12th Night by Alexine Farrell-Falmouth. Apparently, this is the author of the Atlas 6. The Atlas 6 is more of a dark academia type book, possibly more high school or college type book. It's not as YA, if you will, I guess, from what I've been getting from the descriptions of the book. Anyhow, the 12th Night was very good. It was a nice little cutesy teeny bopper rom-com, kind of like a She's All That type of vibe to it. The 12th Night. Very good. 5 stars. I'm keeping it. In case I read a whole bunch of heavy stuff and I feel like I need a little cutesy type of book, that's gonna be it. Looking for Smoke by K.A. Colwell. This cover is giving. Love the cover. But it was very meh for me. This is a debut novel, but it says thriller and it wasn't really thrilling unless it was a me problem. So I definitely suggest reading this book. Of course, obviously it's an Indigenous author book, so check it out. Looking for Smoke by K.A. Colwell. But it wasn't just like my jam, so I'll be giving it to Second and Chuck to give someone else a chance to take a peek at it at a slightly cheaper price. But anyhow, this is the Indigenous writer, and pretty good. It's about basically in how Indigenous girls go missing, and it starts with the premise of basically how, just like when Black women go missing, not many people dare to even look for them and figure out everything else. So the main character is trying to figure out what happened to her friends. Like, yo, if nobody's gonna look, I might as well look. I need to figure it out. And for me, it wasn't that thrilling, but because I read a lot of thrillers, I don't know. And this is YA, so it's a YA thriller, but it wasn't that thrilling for me. But definitely check it out and give it a shot. Then I read The Women by Kristen Hanna. And Kristen, she always be trying to pull that gangster tear out of her sister, and she sure do. She be finding a way. And then this one is set in World War II, I believe. Yes, World War II, or the Vietnam War, and then into World War II, or World War II mentioned into the Vietnam War. Anyhow, this is about how the women that participated in the war, they kept saying how women weren't in Vietnam. Hello? Where do you think the nurses were? All men? I think not. Combat nurse, they saw combat. They were in attacks because the hospitals were near the battlefield. So of course they got bombed and everything else. So they have PTSD and everything else. So this is about what happened, or what, there's also like, she researched it, okay? She researched the snot out of this book. And so they gotten interviews from nurses that were part of NOM, and how it was for when they came back into the States, and what was going on in the States back then about the race riots and things like that. So they even mentioned the Million Man March at the Lincoln Memorial, things like that. So very well put together book, and this is a historical fiction writer that you need to be seeing. Okay, Kristen Hanna. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You got to be ready for it. Okay, you got to be ready for it. A lot of moments. Okay, moving on. I just finished also The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I was listening to this to help me get through it, because I've been trying to focus on another book, which I'm about to show you, the mixtape, because I started that too, by Brittany Cherry. But The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Okay, we're setting the mood, okay, people? I am home alone right now. And so, son's at work, aunt's at work, parents at a gig. So, I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to be reading, I'm going to be listening to the story, whatever, right? So, we got things going on, AC on, too loud, space AC type of thing, because it be getting hot up here in Georgia. Okay, and so all is going on. It's starting to set up for a thunderstorm. It's starting to thunder, and it's getting a little creepy dark, and I'm listening to this thriller. Okay, the ending saved it, mind you. So 4 stars. But anyhow, I'm listening to this. I'm in this house walking around, chilling, listening to the book. Next thing I know, the electronic thing that starts with an A, Little Miss A, I dare not say, she got one more again to start randomly speaking when no one asked her things, while it's thundering by us in the darkness. And see, the lights on the timer that just clicked on in the dining room. I'm about to go to my brother's house. If this house, okay? Okay. Anyhow, the mood setting is everything. I'll get creeped out. So I might be going to my brother's house for real. Anyhow, let me finish recording this, and then it was good. It's at a lake that rich people owned, and mostly rich people went to for summer. And it's about how 3 girls go missing when the main character, the person that's saying the last time I lied, was at the camp when she was 13, and the girls went missing. And so from there on, it goes on from that. So it took a while to build a story. So the book starts in the beginning with her waking up and realizing that her friends are gone. Her camp bunkmates, there you go, that's the words. Her bunkmates were gone. And so she woke up, she like, what the heck's going on? And so you're reading through that prologue, and then next thing you know, you're 15 years ahead in the present. And so now you got to build the story. So it took a while to build the story. This is why I said the ending saved it. But once we got to the part where it started to, I want to say around page 100 or so, like that much into it, then things started to pick back up again for me as far as thrilling goes. But it is what it is. So 4 stars. Last time I lied. And then I started, I think I'm like 2 or 3 chapters in. I lost my spot of The Divorce by Sister Frida McFadden. And so I found this used crazy enough. Like, who gets rid of a Sister Frida book? And this is one of her newest books. Her newest. Her latest release. So I started that, and of course, you know, Sister Frida McFadden's lore. She's a popcorn thriller. It's always gonna be good. It's gonna be twisty. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be entertaining. Okay, so you know I got to read it. I got to finish it this month. And then I started, like I said, Brittany Cherry the mixtape. And I mean, like, from the prologue, really, this is what we doing? This is what we have to go through? Heartbreak City already from the prologue? I have to finish this book. So, again, once the library's holds all came through, I had to put this aside. So, I read 100 pages today. Alone. In one sitting. So, I am bound and determined to finish this before school starts on Monday. So, I got all day tomorrow to read my eyeballs. And that's what's going to happen. I will finish this book before Monday. That is what I am bound and determined to do. This is a romance, but we all know Brittany Cherry don't do just like cutesy romance type of things. It is what it is. It's going to be some real ish going on up in here. And it's going to be heart tugging. And it's going to be like, oh my gosh. It's not always cutesy and fun with Brittany Cherry. The mixtape. And then last but not least, oh wait, second to last. The first one is the book The Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I had to renew the loan, so I'm gonna be listening to that so I can get to the second book, which is on my shelf, Blade Breaker. And once that gets done, then I can move on. When I'm done with Realm Breaker, I can move on to Blade Breaker, which is on my shelf. So I plan to listen to that off and on. And then also, I got like 11 days left on that whole. And then also, I've been listening to 13 by Stephen Kavanaugh. And that book, I think I got like 3 hours left. So I was going to use it or sit and listen to it or listen to it while I was cleaning. But, it's Saturday. I ain't trying to clean. I've been working Monday through Friday. I'm done. I'm tired. I need a sit down day to do absolutely nothing. So tomorrow, there will be cleaning. And there will be listening to the 13. Now, I have 3 hours left in the book. We are finally now getting to the trial. And so all the other chapters that I have read is him and you seeing all the things that the serial killer had to do to get on to be on the jury. And then also the things for the lawyer that the story follows. The lawyer that was put onto the case or was hired on to be a defense lawyer for the guy that's going to be on trial. And so he's getting bits and pieces, information about the case and things like that. And so he finds out and figures out the signature. He's like, this is how we're going to get him off, because there's other cases with this signature going on. So this is a serial killer, and he was not anywhere near where those things have been going down on. So we got to figure out who the killer is to get this guy off of this trial. Okay, so therefore, it's a super good book. I've only been listening to it on the commute to work, and then picking up Dom and things like that. So, super good book. Steve Kavanaugh, 13. Yes. And then last, but definitely not least, is The Poet Empress. I forgot the words aren't on here, the title. It's a pretty book. Told you I gotta start reading my pretty books. I started reading this. It's like 2 chapters in, and I'm like, yo, this is what we doing in this book. So, I've also heard from my aunt, who absolutely adores this book, which is already shaping up to be a darn good book. The Poet Empress by Shin Tao, and it's a doozy. Okay, we got homegirl trying to be cocky by. And within the first chapter, she's like, look, I need to help out my family. And the only way for me to be able to do that is trying to be the concubine to the heir to the throne, okay? And he's cruel and everything else, but F all that. I need my family to be good. So we're going to be a concubine. Since when? Girl. If that don't say P-Valley pole vibes from the 14th century Ming type dynasty, then I don't know what it says, okay? But we're going to figure out what's going on. And according to my aunt, there is a couple of time jumps. So I'm going to employ the help of Spotify to help me get through this book. Also because, I'm going to spend most of the day tomorrow reading the mixtape by Brittany Cherry. So, with my eyeballs, and it takes me a while to get through that. So, I'm going to be bound and determined to finish that. Okay. And then also, this is going to be listening. Then there's Realm Breaker that I got to finish listening to. And then 3 hours left on 13. So, thank you for watching Slow Readers Anonymous, where we can buy more books and read in a lifetime. Share, like, comment, subscribe, so we can grow this community, this little baby community we got. We're trying to grow just a little bit more, put things out there. And let me know what y'all reading this month so far. Like, comment, please. Slow Readers Anonymous, Coleco out. Peace.